Vinwar.
Good.
Meanwhile,
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're from the International Montessori School of Arbil, and we're happy to be here with you today. Today's program is part of our book fair, a celebration of reading, creativity, and giving some space to students' voice. To guide you through the event, please welcome your host, Savin, a grade 10 student who will be introducing each part of the program. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. To start off, we've got a lineup of performances and presentations for you today. And to start, we're going to have grade 5 joined with Mr. Muhammad, and they're going to be talking about a debate. It's going to be about, do exams still help us in this world of technology, or should we find other ways of assessment? Thank you.
Thank you, Sabine. Good afternoon, everyone. You look amazing, Montessori student. Maria Montessori said, the great success we made as a teacher when our students start learning independently, when they start to think and behave as we weren't existed in the first place. We in Montessori school, we value the critical thinking. We encourage the student independency. Our students today, they are doing their debate. They are taking our hands to discover how we can find the knowledge ourselves, how we can improve the ability to listen to others and discuss our ideas. I'm honored today to direct this session on the debate that we're talking about. Do we still need exams as a way to measure knowledge? Or, in the days of world of technology, do we need to find alternative ways of assessment? Good afternoon, Vinwar.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
So what do you think, Vinwar? Do we still need exams in the time of AI and technology advancing, or we might find alternative ways to find out, let's say, the process of learning in our schools? What do you think?
No, not really, because some students are smart but struggle with taking exams, while others just memorize answers that they don't even truly understand. And instead of focusing on real understanding, some students may just memorize information that they don't even, just to pass the exam.
Thank you very much. So memorizing is not the key, according to Vinwar. Do you agree with this, Miss?
no.
Could you explain further, please, Miss Melissa?
The question is, why are exams important? Exams are not only for memorizing stuff, it's to understand the old things that we studied. For example, we study a subject, but in the future we forget the subject. How can we use it for the work life or in the other exams? That's why we need to do exams slowly and slowly to remember the old subjects and the new subjects. And why are exams made? Exams were made to be sure that the students listen to the teachers. For example, a teacher is explaining an important point, but the students don't listen. That's why exams are made. For example, this important point will come back in the exam, and the student will get this wrong. But as they studied over and over, and then next exam, they might get it correct. And exams also show you what point are you weak at, so that you can focus on that point more and learn it more.
Interesting. And such an interesting idea just raised. We need the exam to get feedback in order to learn. Very interesting. Thank you very much, Miss Melissa. How about you, Mr. Reva?
Reva.
Aren't you convinced? She said we need the exams because when we made mistake, we get the feedback, we get corrected. This is how we learn. Do you agree with what you have just heard from Melissa?
Absolutely not.
Why? Could you explain why?
Yes, exams do help you memorize something if you keep doing it over and over. But by the time you already memorize the one question, it's pointless. It encourages memorization. This is a question. Most students here, they don't remember their last exam. They don't remember anything from the exam. All they remember is the night they did that all of that stressful learning, and they probably got a low quality sleep, which leads to insomnia and sometimes even health problems.
Thank you very much. Another interesting point. Exams, according to Revan, increase the temporary memory. Good afternoon. How are you, Mila? I've heard you were a bit unwell today. Hopefully you're getting better today.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, what do you think? Do you agree what you have just heard from Revan?
Definitely
That
not.
exams are helping students to focus on only temporary memory. Is that correct? Or you have another point of view?
I have another point of view.
Yes, please.
Shall I start?
Mhm.
Like Revan mentioned, that before the
Carry on.
like Revan mentioned that exams cause late night studying, but
But why exams are important? Melissa mentioned something about we needed to get like material or materialistic evidence of the student progress. But the guys here said no, we just like encouraging the temporary memory. What do you think? Why exams are important?
because when you get to the stage of university, they ask you for grades, and you get grades by doing exams.
Indeed.
So exams predict your future.
Seems so convincing. Can we get admission to university without like grades, without certificate, without passing exams? What do you think, Vinwar?
She might be right about that, but what about the other students? Not all students learn the same way. Some may be better at doing projects or hands-on work instead of a handwritten test. So, in real life, success is about skill and experience, not just a single test.
Exactly, I do agree with you. Misa, he just said that we can't ignore the differences among the students. Some students master and enjoy the exams, but others not. We are different.
He's right, some students like to do projects and activities, but in another side, they have to learn how to do these activities, and if they learn how to do these activities, they need exams. When they do these exams, they get the things correct. After on, they can do the project. And just like Meila said, you need the grades in the university, and even so on for other grades. For example, in your work life, you need a point, but you don't know that point. You can learn that point during the exam time.
Exactly, absolutely true. So we need the exams. We need to get back to what we have to keep measuring our process, Mr. Rivan. What do you think?
Like
Do you want to change your mind? Do you want to change your mind and go with them that we need exams, or we still insisted?
No.
Yeah.
Like they both said, they're right. An exam does predict your future, but that's unfair. You got one bad mark and boom, you have a bad future. We need a system that values real learning, not just a single exam.
Exactly. So according to Rivan, we need to define the meaning of exam. Do you need something else? Yes, please.
And if exams are so bad, then why do Finland, one of the countries ranked best in the world for education, they don't use exams. Instead of stressful exam, they use projects, presentations, and problem-based tasks to assess. And let me ask a question. Does a single exam really prove how smart a student is? one of most of the students here might have gotten a bad mark in the in the
In
in
their
the
like,
past.
written, yeah.
In
yeah.
the past, but now they're okay. So a single test doesn't really prove how smart you are. We need a system, like I just said, projects or presentations that actually values learning, not just a single exam.
Another great point of view. He said we are not calling for counseling exams. We need to rethink of the quality of exams. How about the projects? How about the sessions similar to what we are doing now? What do you think, Mila? You still insisted on the exams? Would you like to add anything else, Melissa?
Oh, can I say it?
Yes, Mila. Yeah. Sorry.
Should I say it?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Do you want Melissa to continue? Melissa, so this seems like controversial like topic. So you supporting the importance of, and I agree, I admit that everything you said, it seems very convincing. But on the other hand, we can't ignore the importance of like considering the differences among the students, their interests, their abilities, and how about the other types of exams that are being like, let's say, applied in other educational systems like projects, discussions.
Students can do even projects, ideas, and creative things, but they still have to do the exam for their future. And exams doesn't work. And exams not only remind you about the things you studied before, it also helps you prepare for the future challenges. For example, in your work life, you're gonna have to do things. But if you don't know how to do that, how can you do the work after work?
Thank you very much, Miss. Would you like to add anything else, Miss? Yes, please, Mila. Go ahead.
Okay. To make the projects, you need to know what the teacher has taught you, but exam is only what the teachers have taught you in class. So projects and exams are the same thing. They're exactly what the teachers have taught you. They're not something new. They're interesting facts that the teacher has told you face to face.
Exactly. So there are some like questions are raised here when we talk about project. Do our teacher are ready to take such like type of assessment? Are they available like all the time to assess each student by one, or exams are still more applicable and more easy to be done in our schools? It seemed another like interesting fact. So would you like to add anything, guys? Anything else would you like to add?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So, for example, everybody gets bad marks. Literally everybody. Does that prove like how smart a student is just by a bunch of numbers? No. Just by their attendance in class, how they're doing, like if they know how to do the answers in class, not just a single test. And like you said, how can a student do an exam if they have anxiety or stress like that?
Absolutely right, absolutely right. Unfortunately, time is flying. We can't get enough of this interesting topic. I have to end this session now. Would you like to add anything else at the end?
Like
Yes,
you said,
Melissa.
studying for the exam causes anxiety, but what does this anxiety come from? Studying? No. The exams? No, it doesn't come from these. If you study bad and then you feel anxious or stressed.
Amazing, perfect. Anything else you'd like to add, guys?
Yes.
Yes, Riman.
I never said anxiety was caused by studying. A lot of people have anxiety because of different reasons, not just an exam.
Rivan, please please.
This is a true fact. The bunch of grade 12, when you're at grade 12 and you're studying for the finals, percentage of the people, they go crazy studying. Because if they fail, they're gonna have to repeat that year. So exams, that's what I mean by stress and anxiety. When you're grade 1 and 2, they don't really matter. But once you go up the grades, they do matter. And let me ask everyone this question. Exams are in a week or two. And
you've not studied, how are you going to study in one day? The anxiety is going to go up the roof. Because the exams, if you fail, you're going to have to do that year. That's why.
Thank you very much, Mr. Revan. Vinwar, Revan, Meila, and Melissa. I can see many faces proud of you here in front of me, and I'm personally very proud of you today. You were amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mila.
Thanks to everybody. We had a great debate. And thanks for everyone listening.
Vale. Should I? Well done, grade 5. Thank you for that wonderful debate. You gave us a lot to think about. So I would like to ask Ms. Azhin and Ms. Meena to tell me your thoughts about the debate.
Good afternoon, everyone. The debate was amazing. I would like to thank Mr. Mohammed Sarmini and all the students who participated in the debate. You were amazing. You defended your opinion very precisely. So honestly, for me, I can't decide. I go with which idea, but I think we need to integrate both.
Yeah.
Revan mentioned that if we fail, we have to repeat the year. For this one, I agree. Where is Revan? Well done. But we do have a lot of assessments. There isn't only one assessment to decide if this grade that you got will define your future or not. Hopefully in Montessori International School, we have many chances. So our students, they don't need to be scared from this point.
Same. And it's not just like one type of assessment. We've integrated more types like quizzes, tests, projects, activities. These are all enhance your performance, enhance the way you accept the knowledge. And as Ms. Azhin said, it's not like just one test and that's it for you. It's never deciding your future by one test. So that's why we added more tests, more quizzes on a weekly basis. So any concept you missed that week, you can reapply it or you can relearn it the next week. So I think this way we solved Revan's problem.
I would like to go back to a point that Vinwar mentioned. He said, why are numbers defining us? Numbers are used as a data to check our, let's say, understanding in the topics that are included for the exam. For example, let's say we have 3 topics in math. We have 4 questions. Each question is about one topic. If you were not good in one question, it means that you need to repeat this topic or you have misunderstanding with the concepts in that topic. Doesn't mean that the grades or numbers are defining you. No. Use it as a feedback and improve your outcome.
Yeah, especially some of the topics, it's not just like you learn them in grade 3 and forget about them, or they will not continue with you to high school. Some of the basics, you just have to learn them in elementary, and then you build up on that base. Okay, if you don't have a good base, if you missed, for example, this topic, if you did not really fully understand it, then going forward, you will face some difficulty in learning more complex topics. So that's why we focus on data or numbers, as you said, because we want to know exactly what have you missed, so we can teach it for you and we can prepare you for the next year and the coming years.
What I loved about the debate,
the honesty.
It was a reflection between our opinion for exam between 2 different generations.
Yeah.
Some of them, because the old generation, we are still evaluating the education process.
Yeah.
We still stick to the routine that doing exams, getting numbers is the best way to go to university. I think they are right, but maybe the wrong thing here is that our mindset, our generation, we couldn't convince ourselves that there are other ways to evaluate students and assess them before we send them to university. So it's a great opportunity to let the learners talk about what they are feeling and what are they struggling with. Back in our time, no one was listening to us. No one knew what are our struggles. I think every generation is going to fix some of the misunderstandings or challenges or obstacles that we faced when we were students. But it's better to listen to them now.
Yeah.
Let them add more to the methods that we are using and the approach that we evaluate them.
I agree totally, and we love their honesty. We really appreciate it, and they are always welcome to give us feedback on whatever subject or situation they would love to give their opinion at. I would ask Savin, since she is a 10th grader, she's in high school now. We have integrated and added more of kinds of discussions, debates, researches, projects, presentations. How do you feel that holds you to? So stressful, more stressed? Does it add to your workload?
Definitely not. It's definitely better than other schools. Is this working? We have multiple tests a week. We have projects too, but I don't think it adds on to the stress that I used to have. It used to be a few exams that defined my whole grade. but it's definitely better. I can also come to you guys whenever I have any problems, and you guys are always listening to me. I also agreed with some of their points about stress and stuff like that. So I definitely agree with you. Here,
Well,
it's less stress.
to prepare students to college life is really different than school life. Most of the work is on the students themselves, researching, getting the information, building it from scratch. So that's why we added to some of the, let's say, approaches used in college into our grading system, like presentations. Now students have to go research a topic, try to present it, write about it, essay writing. It develops their critical thinking, their argumentative points. A lot of points we are taking into consideration when adding those kinds of assessments, just to prepare you for what's coming ahead and what we wish to see you where. I mean, best colleges, best future, and hopefully we will all get that someday.
One last thing, I would like to thank Meila and Melissa. They mentioned a very important point. They said stress comes from unorganized and unprepared student or any person. We adults, if we are unprepared for any task, we may have the same feeling. So please, students, it's better to be a daily learner, not a learner reinforcing what you have learned during exam day. I think exactly this is the one of the factors that causes this stress for almost everyone when they have exam.
Yeah, sure. I mean, students, you can go home. Some of the young ones, they are still telling their parents what they have learned today. But I mean, older students, you should ask yourself, what have I learned today? For example, in math, was it a new topic? Was it a new concept? Did you master it? I mean, sitting alone in your room, can you do a full, solve a full question on your own? If that's the case, that means you learned it. Science, if you took a new concept, go back home. Just review it just like you're reviewing it to yourself. If you're still missing some points, if you're still missing the idea, so then you haven't really paid attention and learned about it. You can just read it one more time, and this will help you a lot on the day or the night of the exam.
Yeah.
Yes?
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Welcome.
Ms. Meena.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next will be my classmate, Sozin. She will be presenting, she has prepared a presentation about AI and its pros and cons. So, everyone welcome Sozin warmly. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, how are you all? I hope you're all doing good. And I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. I'll be doing a presentation about the cons and pros about AI. So let's start it. This picken. Start. Yeah. All right. So today I would be talking about AI, which is really modern days, right? We talk about AI in our daily lives. We have educators that have been using it, teachers, professors. Every place has AI in it. Next. So the pros about AI, it's helping in research, content, and ideas. Like how? When we are doing a presentation, when we are studying for an exam, when we are stressed about something, we all run to AI. ChatGPT, AI, whatever it is. So content. AI helps us simplify things. It helps in our daily lives, right? Ideas. AI is really good for skills. It gives us ideas about new things, a new perspective of life. Next. Okay, so other things that AI helps. Learning experience. Teachers use AI, and that's not something to be ashamed of, right? So, for example, content. It gives specific, detailed, simplified ideas about everything in life. Adaptive assessments. For example, projects, planners, whatever there is. We use AI. We are relying on AI nowadays. Every person, no one can say, no, I don't use AI. There's no such thing. So on-demand tutoring. Like AI helps us to learn about things, right? It's like our homeschool teacher. Next. Okay, so the automation of administrative tasks. So it helps with grading, like it helps us to get full marks in homeworks, daily assignments, plannings, scheduling. So it helps schedule things, plan things for life, for everyday life, daily things. So communication. A lot of people are introverted people, so they use AI as a friend, someone to rely on, someone to tell their feelings, their deepest secrets, all about their lives, right? Next. So the cons about academic integrity and plagiarism. So one thing about AI, it also has apps that detect plagiarism. Like when you're doing an essay, we use AI. In the end, we got caught that we have been using AI. For exams, we get caught that the essay is about AI. It detects things, so it prevents things. There are things that tell you that it looks like human. So another thing is education. It helps with writing skills, essays, reports, anything in life. Next. So over-reliance on technology and reduced critical thinking. Another thing that we have an issue with AI, it's killing our own skills, human skills, skills that we need in life, such as like balanced approach. We don't have balance anymore. Every day is about AI, never about humans. Skill focus. Our skills rely on AI. Tell me one thing nowadays we have that is a skill not from AI, not from robots, not from technology. There isn't such thing. Like, tell me when was the last time you hiked? The last time you did a hobby for yourself? The last time you relied on the world, on nature? There isn't this left anymore. In old days, back to centuries ago, people relied on themselves. They did things themselves, such as baking, such as making bread. But nowadays, we just buy them. But why waste money when we can do it ourselves? Rely on humans, not AI. So human connection. There are a lot of connections that we rely on AI. When was the last time you went out with a friend? The last time you focused on your own life rather than being with AI? The last time you told someone else about your problems, about everything? Next. So, potential for bias and incorrect information. Even though AI helps us a lot, it's a very powerful skill we have. It has cons, such as fact check. It can be wrong information. Or it can be cross-reference, like it uses a lot of sources to get that answer. Or it could be critical evaluation, like the questions might not be correct, the answer might be false. So be aware of those things. See if it's correct with AI-generated things, such as tutors, such as things that we use for AI. So teach critical thinking. one thing that students nowadays lack is critical thinking, which is an important thing for SAT, AP, and local school exams. Like, what do I mean by this? We need analytical, logical, and critical thinking. We need to study for those rather than relying on AI. Next. So, balancing act. Seeing how we can balance. First of all, clear AI policies. Second, educate on AI. Educate yourself on information of AI, how dangerous it can be. Of course, it has its good side, but it can also be dangerous. Another thing is the use of AI. Try to reduce your use of AI. And develop clear guidelines for AI use. Provide training for educators and students. Students need to reduce their time on their phones and AI, especially social media, where there's a lot of dangerous things happening nowadays. So try to reduce AI and the practices of AI. Next. So I have 3 questions. This is a section dedicated to answering your questions. So read those questions and anyone in the crowd answer them. 1, how do we prevent plagiarism? Anyone? Anyone that would answer this? How would we detect plagiarism and not let it be? Is there anyone to answer that question? Yes, go ahead. Yeah. No, how can we detect plagiarism? Right. No, everyone uses AI. Wrong, false. Ms. Asya, would you answer the first question? How would we prevent plagiarism? Ms. Meena, you have 2 daughters who are, one is in college, one is in grade 12, so you could answer this. How do we prevent plagiarism? Yeah. Okay. The second question. What are the athletic concentrations? Anyone? Miss Julia, answer the second question.
Cut. We have another performance.
Okay.
Cut.
I have another one. Anyone? Helia? Answer the last question. Aya. Okay, so that's all for today. Last slide. Last slide. Last slide. Thank you, and any questions? Any comments on my presentation? My pleasure. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. Means a lot. No problem.
On. Hello. Thank you, Sozin, for that great presentation. Now I'd like to ask our students on stage to perform. Okay. Thank you, guys. Guys, just stand here. Stand in a line. Stand where the light is. They just came on stage. I couldn't even طيب زيادة اللي بشوفه. Mine or the free mic? The free mic. They took it probably.